Gentlemen, gentlemen, and ladies, good evening. I'm Styrofoam Ralph. This is Cups and the Gang live from the
The Two
motherfucking
Dread
Hot Box.
Assassin. I was
This
working on
is
that for you.
this is the Sunday smoke service.
That's your
That Joe low
punch.
key caught me off because at first I didn't hear what you said, and then I had to calculate what you said, and I got what you said. So
See,
that
now
was
you got it. That's your punch.
that was my dog El Residente San Jose, currently in transit right now. And you already know I got my dog, one half of Sports Reports as order 2-5. Michael Wilson representing live in the motherfucking building. Gentlemen, round two of the NBA playoffs is currently underway. And the Cleveland Cavaliers are being beaten handily. Is there anything that you could take away just from game one that you might feel like be a trend in game two, or hopefully isn't a trend in game two?
2-5 is watching the game, so I defer to him.
Like Cleveland just came and took the lead. They're up by one.
Mm.
I think that
Take that,
so,
Boston.
so I think that what I'm taking from this game is I hate the state of the NBA because Cleveland's got two giants on the floor, Mobley and Jared Allen, and they've taken more threes than Indiana when their strength against Indiana is offensive rebounding and you know what I mean, like just methodically wearing them down with the big men, but this new NBA says that you got to jack everything up. You know what I mean?
Pause.
So it's kind of hard to take advantage of what you're good at if you're not intentionally, deliberately trying to do it. It's hard to take a lot away though right now, just because Cleveland's been off since last Sunday. But the only difference that I'll say, and I'm not trying to shit on Residente squad,
Go
but
Heat.
it's a little different. But it's a little different when you're playing a team that can score.
Yeah, or play defense.
This
Or
ain't the Miami Heat.
somebody on the team could get over 15 points on average. Like simple things.
But Indiana is having that. They were in the first half. They were having that Timberwolf game one
Oh,
kind
we
of
can't
shooting.
miss.
Yeah, like so that's always, you never know how that's going to go. The difference is that Cleveland obviously has defensive prowess where the Lakers didn't.
I feel that.
Are we leaving the Lakers alone, or are we letting them be on the couch? You know what I'm saying? Or are we
We're not
still
talking about the
criticizing the
Lakers.
Lakers?
No, we don't have to talk about them, but trust me, if you turn on the TV this week, you'll hear about them.
That's why we shouldn't talk about them. We are the anti. We are the anti. We are the two stream
Anti-narrative.
mafia.
Yeah,
We're
anti realistically,
liberal media.
That's
Take
what I
that,
was
liberal
saying.
media.
Like, yeah, but realistically, I'm here for Game 7.
Oh yeah. What?
With the Warriors.
Thoughts?
Yeah, that starts at 8:30 your guys' time.
Wait, so all we gonna say about the Cavs? All we gonna say about the Cavs?
Is we don't like the way the NBA is shaped.
Well, y'all ain't watching it. Like,
oh my god! But you can tell us more. Like, give us something, bro. Come on, man.
No, I mean, like you said though, because I mean, I was watching it earlier. I was watching it earlier, and it appears like they was down. I think it was like by what 15 at one point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But what's good about it? You told us what you hated about it. Tell us what's good about it.
So what's good about it is, of course, Tyrese Halliburton, moving the ball, affecting the game without necessarily having to score a lot. So I always like to see that. He's got 11 and 9 right now. Love to see that. Aaron Nesmith,
Shout
out to Nimbard.
5 or 6 from the floor, 4 for 5 from 3. But he does have 4 fouls, so that could come back to bite Indiana later. Pascal Siakam, who I know we talking about the Pacers and the Cavs, but I'm just going to throw this nugget out there. Hey, Kawhi, bet your ass wish you would have stayed in Toronto now, huh?
Yeah, that seems to be one of the worst decisions. They could have won another 2.
Yeah. So Donovan Mitchell, he's doing this thing. He's got 25, but in that Kobe kind of way, 9 for 22.
Because early on he was just throwing shit up.
Well, he's getting the Jimmy Butler treatment right now, where you know what I mean. Every time you blink, he's at the free throw line. So Cleveland's on a run right now. Like I said, they just jumped and took the lead. So right now, I got 89-88 Pacers with about 52 seconds left in the third quarter. Aaron Nebhard, another good story. He's been killing it in the playoffs so far, and he might be the key to the Pacers if they win this series.
The Pacers call him Other Aaron. They call him Other Aaron in India.
And also shout out to Neesmith, who was a Boston Celtic, couldn't cut it with us. Obviously, I don't know how he's supposed to be a shooter and he can't make it with the Boston Celtics, but it's all good.
I think a lot of that comes down. Well, a lot of that comes down to opportunity too.
Yes,
we did have a deep team when he first got there.
That won't get you shots.
Yeah, look at dudes like because we always talk about
how shots on the floor.
we always talk about how this era is the most skilled era and all that kind of stuff like that. And that's why you could see a guy like Quentin Grimes not get a lot of playing time in New York. And now he's in Dallas having 40-point games.
Right. Or a guy like Aaron Neesmith who get, stuck behind some dude that just went to Duke and is really tall and would refuse to drive the ball. And then he goes to another team and they appreciate him and want to give him more money.
Bro, he got on the floor. We gave him opportunities.
Nah.
But it's a difference though. Like when we talk about damn, I ain't gonna bring up the Lakers. When we talk about certain players and they have people on their teams, and you're like, well, how come he can't do that? And it's like, because you made me just stand in the corner.
And now I'm just standing in the corner, being Aaron Neesmith with all his talent. But my 6'10" small forward / point guard wants to drive the ball, wants to throw up fadeaway 3-pointers like every 15 seconds.
Right.
You know what I mean? That kind of hurts things. And that was what was happening when he was there. It wasn't the new evolved version of Jason Tatum that you love today.
Right. So that's what it is. It's just like that. That's why I like sometimes when we have these conversations, I get so frustrated because
I agree.
Because when we talk about quarterbacks, it's like, hey, a young quarterback needs the right situation, the right team, the right coaches, and then another quarterback will be like, nah, he's just a bum. But in the NBA, we be like,
or if he has a good hold on, sorry, just one more. Or if he does he does come in and play well and has good coaching, it's only because he has good coaching. It has nothing to do with anything else.
Right. Whereas in the NBA, we're like, why he didn't do that when he was on Boston? Like maybe he didn't fit in Boston.
Right. Maybe he had a dude that's 6'10" that likes to shoot turnaround 3-pointers.
As opposed to somebody like Cam Reddish.
Yeah, who can't shoot at all.
Who's been on multiple teams and still hasn't done anything.
Bum.
Bro, Cowboy Mike, I don't know when Garland's supposed to be coming back, dog. This is bad, bro. I mean, like,
I don't even think they need him though. Miles Turner with the 3 at the buzzer to end the quarter. So 92-90 Pacers at the end of the third. I don't think they need him because he has too many disappearing acts. So they still got Ty Jerome and Max Strus can hit the occasional shot. So I don't think that's the problem. The problem is that they just got a pound on Indiana.
So man, I'm looking forward to this MVP matchup in the West, man. What is y'all just early notes as far as what y'all are anticipating from this series?
If Denver can get the 6, I'll be very impressed. Just because I just think they don't play enough guys to because sometimes when you're playing against a team that's better than you, you might say something along the lines of, man, if we could get this person in foul trouble, or if we could control the pace, but you can't control the pace because you only play 6 or 7 dudes. You can't get people in foul trouble because they're 10 deep. You know what I'm saying? So
I feel you.
So I think it's going to be for them to win this series, for Denver to win this series, you're going to have that version of Jamal Murray that we see when they play the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? And you probably need Jokic to be somewhere around 28, 14, and 10. You know what I mean? Consistently. Like not these, because like yesterday in game 7, right? Like him and Jamal Murray started out a combined 0 for 9 before they hit their first shot. That ain't gonna work against this team.
Nah, never.
You know what I mean? So if Denver can get the 6, I'll be impressed.
That's tough. So, I mean, we cool with talking about the Knickerbockers. Anybody got any early aspirations for them boys?
Yeah, Pound Indiana. So so like realistically, with sounding controversial somewhat, the Knicks should match up better with the Celtics than they do. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if it's coaching. I don't know if it's fatigue. I don't know if it's like they just don't believe. But
don't believe. It's crazy.
But the Knicks should give Boston trouble, just because like everything that Boston benefits from, like the Tatum Brown connection, their long arms, being able to control the offense, even though they're not the point guards. Mm-hmm. The Knicks should have that too. They got Mikal Bridges and Anunoby. So like defensively, you would think, oh yeah, they match up with Tatum and Brown as well as anybody could. Mm-hmm. Like you're not going to stop them, but but as much as anybody could, you know what I mean. And then you got the closer, right, Jalen Brunson. You got so he's going to see a lot of Captain Drew.
That's Man of the Year award winner.
You know what I'm saying? With a little Derek White on the side. You know what I mean. So of course it comes down to Kitty Cat.
Yeah,
because Kitty Cat.
Al Horford got that on lockdown.
Yeah,
doesn't it always come down to that?
Kitty Cat, he's going to have 7-3 all in his face, and if he can't handle, and if he's doing okay against that, Al Horford's going to come through and shut the lights out.
I don't even know why that was so funny, but that was hysterical.
He's going to have 7-3 in his face,
man. 7-3 in his face.
A unicorn all in his face, bro. Horn in his face, bro.
Well, think about it like this. Cat was having a hard time out physicaling and scoring on Toby.
Come on, bro. He's not physical.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So what is Al Horford going to do to him? We've seen what Al Horford has done to healthy Embiid.
Come on, bro.
But while we're there though, can I just do something real quick? 2-5.
What's up?
Hold on. I just want to. I just got back from my brother-in-law's house, and he's a Knicks fan, and it made me realize I need to do something because maybe nobody's doing it for them. Right? Hey, ladies and gentlemen of the Knicks Nation or whatever y'all call yourselves.
Knicks Nation.
Don't please look at your history as a team and recognize that you are you for a reason, and you've been you for a very long time. Understand me? And every time I see y'all do this, every time y'all win a playoff series, this happens. Y'all did it when LeBron played with the Heat. Y'all did it when LeBron played with the Cavs. You did it when John Starks dunked on Jordan. Please don't set yourselves up for the letdown. I don't want to see it happen. You're not going to beat the Celtics. You're not going to beat the Celtics. And if you do, you're not going to beat the Cavs. So, enjoy the series that y'all just won. You had a hard-fought victory against the Pistons, an upstart team that's really trying to find the sea legs. But y'all are not beating the Celtics. Please.
Okay, so wait. Let's take this a different route. How would the Knicks beat the Celtics?
If Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum can't play a full series.
That's the only way?
I think so. Is if we get hurt.
Is Porzingis going to play the full series? If one of the three goes down, they won't lose to the Knicks. If all three of those people are upright and they can either pull from Drew Holiday or Derek White, or White Derek, because I think I want to call him going forward. They win.
And don't forget the sixth man of the year?
Podiatry, whatever that guy's name is.
You know what I'm saying? Peyton Pritchard.
Pritchard, that's the one. I'm thinking about the guy from what's the guy's name? He dunked on Horace Grant and Michael Jordan. Stop it.
Jordan was in my frame that I saw.
I think I'll pick Podziemski from is it Podziemski?
For the Warriors.
For the Warriors, yeah, him. Yeah. Who is another bad
they definitely need him to step up tonight. But I think the Knicks can win this series if they play what we know Tom Thibodeau teams to be that they haven't done yet. They have to play defense. And with the defenders that they have on that team, you would think that their defense is a lot better than it is. And so you're gonna have to take, because like the Knicks are gonna be able to do things that Orlando couldn't do. Like like in game 5, the closeout game, Boston didn't hit a 3 in the first quarter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when that happens, you need to be up 10 or 12. You know what I'm saying? And make them force the threes.
I definitely agree.
DeAndre Hunter?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, DeAndre Hunter, yeah. So that's the thing, is that the Knicks just have to be what they were supposed to be, but they haven't been that all year. So it's hard to think that they're just going to be that now.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
I see that. Yeah, there's just I think there's definitely a possibility that they figured something out, like in terms of playing as a team and being a better unit than they were in the regular season, that may give them more success against Boston. But I just think they're coming into it like with the bravado that Knicks fans often walk with, very undeservedly. Is really interesting. Like, just this is like we're here to no, I don't see it. I just don't see it.
And the other problem is, my bad, Cups, real quick. The other part is, you got to forget. I mean, you can't forget that they should have lost to Detroit.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes. Yeah. And but Jalen Brunson still gonna. So the question is, does Jalen Brunson get the whistle against Boston that he got against Detroit?
Hell no.
Because that was crazy.
Boston's one of the NBA's babies, and I'm not saying that they cheat for Boston or anything, but you might get those calls against Cleveland. You ain't getting them against Boston.
Yeah, I don't think that's something they can. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's the thing, but then again, I think that if the refs continue to call these series like they have been, I think that favors the Knicks.
I can see that.
Because it always favors the worst team. You know what I mean?
Yeah. A good shot.
And that's why we're seeing what we're seeing with Houston and Golden State, because Golden State's not getting the tic-tac calls. And that's what I thought the key to the series was. Like, Raph laughed at me when I said it, but I was like, yo, the series comes down to, are the refs going to let them play or not? Because if the Rockets play how they play and the refs ain't having it, Golden State was going to sweep them or win in 5.
Which is crazy, because like it sucks that's something even we have to seriously consider as fans.
Yeah.
You should have to seriously as fans wonder, will the refs negatively affect the game? That should not be something that you have to worry about game to game.
Draymond's already, at the last press conference, Draymond was already putting it out there like, yo, Steven Adams, like he been living down there a lot more than 3 seconds, and all that kind of stuff. So don't be surprised if you see some 3 seconds against him tonight. And then the other thing that I don't like that Ime is doing, one, I need Ime to play Jabari Smith more because he's killing the Warriors. 2, stop letting them hacker Adams. Like, keep him on the floor, because you need that rebounding more than you need those free throws in some cases.
And shout out to Steven Adams, dog.
How didn't they call it a foul?
They've been letting him play.
But he pushed the dude in the chest going up.
I know. This is 90s basketball. Like, see, this is what I be talking about, right? Like, not you, but a lot of the fans are like, yo, these dudes are soft. Why they ain't doing this? And why they, now we hear. Like, this is what we wanted.
But then we get times where they're allowing them to play, and then they'll wait until the very last second, and now it's a no call. Or the other way around. If you're playing and you're calling ticky-tack the whole game, you get to the game. Like, the whole point of like that you're supposed to be able to do with the refs is figure out how the refs are calling the game and play.
Look like he got a little bit of ball to me.
No, he got the ball. He got the ball with the body
on the way up. Yeah, he had a hand on the chest on the way up.
And it probably should have been a tech for the way he stood over him like that.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. Because game 4, the last game that the Warriors won in this series, Draymond had got the tech. Him, Dylan Brooks, and Steph all got a tech.
Yeah.
And then not even 5 minutes later, he was on the ground. He pulled Tari Eason's jersey. He did his little kick towards the nuts that he does.
Oh, boy.
And they gave him a flagrant, but not a tech.
Huh?
So he got to stay in the game. And that was the game where, I mean, not to make any excuses, but that was the game where he defended Şengün on the last play. Where
That's right.
You know, what if
right.
Draymond wasn't there? This series is over.
Yeah.
You know, and that's where the refs become important, because I'm not trying to accuse the refs of cheating. That's not what I'm trying to do.
No.
I'm just trying to point it out. And then, like I said, you know, if that was a lesser known player than a Draymond Green, or if this was Draymond against a non-Houston Rocket, you know, more favorable team or whatever you want to call it, those things might go different ways.
Yeah.
I'm with you. And man,
oh, we know you do, Mike.
Bro, I just think that Dillon Brooks is underappreciated for sure, bro. I think he been doing this thing while he been in Houston and Memphis missed, bro. They're not gonna admit it, but they mad that they let bro go. I'm telling you,
but
that
also
right now.
it seems like in a way though, Dillon Brooks has become a better leader because of what he experienced in Memphis.
And the way that they let him go, bro, because they was mad that how he went at Bron or whatever. But it's like, bro, how can you be mad at that, bro? Why wouldn't you want a guy that wants to go at LeBron?
Well, you want to cultivate it. This is actually a conversation I was having with my brother-in-law too about the whole Shedeur situation. Like people are like, well, don't you want a guy that has confidence? Like, yeah, I want a guy to have confidence, but I also want guys to have confidence within the confines of his talent level. Like, there's certain ways you can't talk to me if you not, you know, and that's where Dillon Brooks sort of messed up. Like, yeah, you talk like you want a guy that's going to talk. Yes, I don't want a dude that's gonna piss off the best player in the freaking world and have them activate his superpowers against me. Like, nah, I don't want that. I don't want that at all.
Well, not only that, but you need the rest of the team to come with you. You know,
because for sure, and they didn't.
Well, it was like because remember I brought it up the other day, Cups, when Dillon Brooks was messing around with Jimmy Butler that night, and it wasn't that he was messing with Jimmy Butler. It was like when Grant Williams went at Jimmy Butler. The rest of the Celtics were like, bro, what the fuck you doing?
What are you doing?
You know what I'm saying? That's where it's like, ooh, now I see blood in the water. Because so when Dillon Brooks was out there talking all this stuff to LeBron and them, you know, people like Ja, who normally talks trash and who normally does things, they weren't there with him. It was just Dillon going rogue.
Yeah, for sure. They definitely was leaving them hanging.
You know, and that's what I'm saying. Because like back in the day, you know, like if you saw like, I don't know, Isaiah Thomas talk about like Jordan ain't coming in here or whatever, like Jordan ain't getting nothing easy, then you saw Lambeer and them going for the clothesline.
All right.
You know, it was a strategy. It was a
like you're on a serious delay.
Mike going off in the comments.
I'm saying, bro. My God.
Yeah, now you already know how Mike coming.
You know what I'm saying? Braun with the MCL sprain.
Yeah, I hate that late. I hate that late
bump from fucking Dante, White Dante.
I hate that you know, that game 5 MCL in the closeout game after you lose, man. I hate when that happens to me.
Bro, I'm trying to tell you, dog. And then it's like that John came like what 2 days later? Like, come on, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody had all kind of. Then they said,
I think it came out with Austin Reeves had.
Yeah, Austin Reeves. When I was going to say he had something too. Like everybody was dying when nobody like.
He said everybody
injury
was
report,
dying.
fam. Put in the injury report, fam. Like,
yeah, I don't want to hear that shit. You shoot with your hands.
Nah, dog. Either put in the injury report or don't talk to me about it, bro. If you suit up on the court, like I don't hear, oh, I had the flu. I don't care if you had the flu, bro. Sit home or don't tell me about it. Like, pick one. Don't. Oh, we lost. If only I would have taken my Paxlovid before the game. I would have. Like, nah, fam. Like, no, y'all lost, fam. I hate that, dog.
All right, we coming up on 6 minutes left in the game.
It's tight. It's tight.
Cavs are up by 1.
Uh-oh. I'm about to say I know Halliburton ain't about to shoot him.
But you know, but that's what. Oh, I wanted to ask you, Rez, because you know I ain't seen you on here the last couple days.
Missed you guys, man.
So what do you think about the whole thing with Giannis and Halliburton's daddy?
I think Halliburton's dad should have it. So I'm a big believer in personal responsibility. I believe that Halliburton's dad should be a grown enough adult to recognize this is a big moment for my son, and I don't want to do anything that's going to take away from that moment. As a father, I always have to remember that. I can remember being at games where we've had girls, and like as the coach and as just a parent, we've had girls that have been cussing our girls the whole game. They've been scratching and all kind of bees and all kind of stuff. And my daughter, I remember she hit a step back through on one of these girls, and I was excited. I knew what those girls did, but if I'd have ran on the court to throw my daughter's jersey in their face, I might be the worst person in the world.
That would have been crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's awful, bro. Yeah. So
hey, Mike, wow, Court Row keeps shooting these threes, bro.
Dog, what are they doing? Dog. But yeah, so that's sort of what comes up to me.
Okay, Hallie.
When I hear about my man. When I saw the video of Halliburton's dad, that's a big moment for your son, man. And now instead of talking about your son's great success on the court, winning a playoff series, which is not an easy thing to do in the NBA. Moving to the next round, having to play the number one seeded, Cleveland Cavaliers. The whole week he had to talk about his dad. That's my first thing. My second thing is, wow. My second thing is that Giannis, as a perennial professional and superstar, can't get caught up in that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's either or. I think it's both and. I think we have there's enough of us in the world that have enough sense to understand that two things can be true at once, and they can both be held accountable. Like both of them were wrong. Was it started by Halliburton's father? 100%.
That's what it looked like to me. It looked like he walked up to Giannis basically and was like, whatever, whatever.
Yeah, no, he wasn't even he didn't even go celebrate. He ran straight over to Giannis.
Well, did you hear his statement afterwards?
No, I didn't look at the statement.
He said, to be honest with you, I ain't even see Giannis. Like I was looking through Giannis and hyping up my son, basically.
No, he was nowhere near his son.
He was waving that towel.
But then in that same moment, Giannis almost got into a fight with Mathurin. Yeah.
But they just ended up talking like it was cool.
I don't know why he on the bench.
No, he cradled his head like it was beef.
No, he was cradling his head like he was holding a baby. Like
yeah, like yo, my hand fits around your whole head. I don't think you really want these problems,
bro, for sure. Because Giannis definitely was, yeah.
So, the next question on my agenda is, can we finally stop this James Harden, Dwayne Wade thing?
Oh, I didn't know it started until y'all started talking about it in the group.
Oh no, it's been going on for like 5 years now.
Like, shout out to the beard again.
One of our hot box brethren is like front and center at the core of this conversation.
I don't. Is it who's a better player?
Yes, like that Harden is better than Wade.
Y'all ever seen James Harden drag a team to a championship?
No, and matter of fact,
have you ever seen James Harden
in Game 7 last night?
Have you ever seen James Harden be the second best player on a championship team?
Not to my recollection.
All right, cool. I think that answers and it's not even just about just in terms of this conversation. If we're gonna have the conversation at this time, that's what it's gonna come down to. Well, he's gonna have all the stats in the world, but we know for a fact we can have all the arguments when we go to talk with the other guy in LA. We're not going to be talking about. But the thing you can't say is that he don't have the success that you can say he needs to be talked about. This here is not close.
Well, even in this series against Denver, he had 4 games in this series where he shot the ball 11 times or less.
Just another very underwhelming.
Yeah. So I'm gonna ask y'all a question. This is random as hell, but let's play a game real quick. So Raph asked me this earlier. We're probably going to talk about it Tuesday, but let's just have some fun. So back in 2012, the Oklahoma City Thunder went up against the Miami Heat in the NBA Finals.
Mm-hmm.
You know, then Presti got cheap and didn't want to pay James Harden.
Right.
So out of those three, the Durant, Russ, Harden, which one of them would you rather be?
This is a really good question.
You said Russ, Durant, or Harden?
Yeah, which one would you rather be? Because I think some people would say Durant just because of the rings. But who would you want?
Harden would have the most money, right?
They all got MVPs.
Maybe. Yeah, they all got MVPs.
I want to say Harden would have the most money. Because, I want to say Harden would have the most money. I want to say Harden have the most MVPs.
I think does Harden have two?
I don't think so. I think they all got one.
I think they all got one. I think they all got one MVP.
They all got one?
Yeah.
All right. So if they all got one, then that's a wash.
Well, you have been saying that, Mike.
Russ is seen as the hardest working player in the world, but but a screw up way too often. Durant seen as one of the most talented players in league history. If you're just talking pure talent and like an undeniable scorer, but he's a cupcake. And Harden is seen as a dominant offensive player, a lackluster defensive player, and a playoff flop. So so for me, I'm choosing between Russ and KD, and because I value my reputation, I'd probably go with Russ over KD.
That's where I'm going to.
I'm taking Brody. I'm sorry. He's my favorite player.
I take Russ because, and this is as I expose the hard-headed side of myself. Russ did it his way. You know what I mean? Like, there's no point that you could look back at Russ and say he wasn't true to himself or he cheated the game of basketball or anything along those lines. Like, even though Durant has those rings and Finals MVPs, you know, we know what he had to do to get them. You know, with Harden, it's too many disappearing acts. Like Russ, when he has these bad playoff moments that he's had, it's just from him either playing too hard or trying to do too much. And I can live with you giving effort, like even if it doesn't work out, and I know you did your best, like I can live with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Durant obviously didn't believe in himself because I was out on Durant when he did that whole like I'm tired of coming in second thing.
Yeah, but he won the MVP the next year.
Yeah, he did, but I'm just saying, just to even make that statement. But as far as Harden goes, he's at the bottom because I just don't even respect him as a basketball player. Like I don't even see him as a legitimate basketball player.
That's tough.
Wow,
that's tough.
KD, that's crazy.
No, Durant. I mean, I'm a Harden. I'm talking about Harden.
No, I mean Harden is gonna. I'm trying to figure out because I was even thinking about the fact like nobody sees him as a bad teammate. Nobody ever says like James Harden was a terrible teammate or nothing like that. That's a charge.
Well, I mean, we've also seen them have a historic meltdown. If they hadn't missed those 27 threes in a row, and that wasn't just him.
That's what I'm saying.
The leader, though.
But I think he's seen just from a production standpoint, like the team production seems to like not go up when like it's just whatever it is that you need to win in the playoffs consistently, he doesn't have it. And like by not having it, I mean it like he looks like he goes from Monstar to like Mike without the shoes.
Without the shoes. I definitely feel you though.
It's crazy.
The disappearing act is crazy though. I'm not even gonna lie.
No, and it's crazy because like I always bring this up. I hate that I say it so much, but it just rings my point home. When he was in Houston, I believe this was the Dwight Howard years. They had a series where they played San Antonio. They were down 3-2. Kawhi got hurt. Game 6 was at home, and he went 2 for 10 with no Kawhi on the floor.
Come on, bro.
That's where it's just like, you know what I mean? Like, and I hate to do the thing where like we bring up the great players and all that stuff, but could you imagine Kobe on a team that was missing 27 straight threes?
He wouldn't talk to none of those guys.
They wouldn't take the shots. They would call a timeout, and he would literally walk up to each one of them individually and say, "You don't shoot the ball anymore."
with the finger wag. You
like
don't
this is
shoot
my
anymore.
game now. Like this.
Yeah, for sure.
Y'all rebound and play defense. I'm gonna do all the offense stuff.
Right.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
gonna do all the offense stuff.
Get the
It's
rebound and
hysterical.
kick the rock.
Like I will get the assist to myself. You know what I'm saying? Throw it off the backboard if I got to. Like y'all just be on the court.
Uh,
Because
No
I mean,
bullshit.
27 straight threes is remarkable to miss. Like Minnesota in that closeout game against the Lakers missed 18 straight. They went 7 for 47
dang.
and
crazy.
still won.
That's
And-
crazy.
and-
Yeah,
and then the other
Minnesota. So with that being said, though, I mean, do you feel like Minnesota is really a threat? Do you feel like Anthony
Yes.
Edwards is vindicated in saying, "Bruh, I went like 3 from 11 from the Treyway, and we still won."
Yes. Because if you look at it, 3 out of the last 4 playoff series that we've seen Anthony Edwards in,
Mhm.
he swept Kevin Durant.
Mhm.
He won a game 7 in Denver. And he just beat Luka and LeBron on the same team.
Easy money.
You know what I'm saying? So he's legitimized no matter what happens. If Minnesota gets swept in the next round, I don't care. Like Anthony Edwards has proven himself to be someone who steps up and somebody that wants the moment. And that's the difference between somebody like James Harden and them. James Harden and them want the notoriety and the compliments,
Yeah.
but they don't want the moment.
Yeah. Russell wanted the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Where
Jaylen
can you
Brown
see-
wanted the moment.
If possible, where can you see Minnesota not matching up well with with the Thunder?
Nowhere.
You ever
I
met?
think
You ever heard of
I think
SGA?
they probably match up better than anybody else against the Thunder in the West.
Yeah, but then they got this dude named SGA, just for the record. The
No,
problem with
Cup
Ant,
said-
right?
Ant is
said he's
clamping
taking
that
Ant
shit.
over SGA.
No, he's not. Ant is not clamping him, and this
Ant
is the
clamping that
problem.
shit.
Cup
Because
said he's taking Ant over SGA and twice on Sunday.
Especially if it's Tuesday night TNT game.
Nah, I think so. The problem with Ant is his scoring doesn't show up enough.
They just got other guys that can get a bucket, bro.
But OKC has more. OKC has
Okay,
more
yeah,
guys that can get a
definitely,
bucket.
Definitely.
Yeah, no, because Naz Reid's gonna have a great game, and then he's gonna have 2 man games. Like there's no one that it comes from consistently, and you definitely can't bank on a Rudy Gobert 27-24 again.
Hell no, that's never happening again.
Nah, because no one else will have the. And I can do this indirectly. No one else will have the amazing game plan of let's play a whole entire game without a center against a 7'2" guy.
Let's play my starters for the whole second half.
Especially if your name is JJ
people-
Redick. Shout out to JJ Redick.
Denver did that with Jokic. JJ did it with the whole team.
And he's like, hold my beer, Nikolai.
Hold my beer, Thibodeau.
And that's the thing, right? Like, so Anthony, like OKC, or actually, let me stick with Minnesota. So with Minnesota, right? Let's just say they play the Warriors next round.
All right.
They should be able to beat up the Warriors because Steph ain't 100%, and you never know day to day who's going to be the second scorer for the Warriors.
Right.
You know, because
Right.
Jimmy has gone 2 for 8 in this series, 2 for 10 in this series the other night. So and he's hurt. So you know,
Mhm.
like, and this ain't 2021 anymore. He's 35 or 36 years old as well. You know what I mean? And they should be able to run the Warriors off the floor. Not saying that they're going to sweep them or anything like that, but they should. Their strengths are better than the Warriors' strengths outside of Steph being Hercules.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Now, if they play the Rockets, that's where it gets interesting because the Rockets have the defense that can cause Ant problems, you know, that can close out on those shooters, and they're even younger than Minnesota is. So that series might go 7. You know, and the Rockets got home court, which you need as the younger team.
Yeah.
So I think if I'm Minnesota, you know, all blasphemy aside, I want Golden State.
Mm. All the Cavs fans are leaving.
I think I like Ime. I think he gonna have these boys ready to perform in the moment. And I think that Jalen Green, his point total will be north of the age of his baby mama.
You think so? He going for 40?
I think I might put that. Put it in a ledger. Put it in a ledger.
What's
her name? What's her name?
Is it Drea?
Drea Michelle. Drea Michelle. Whatever her age is, Jalen Green's point
39.
total will surpass that. She 40. So the over under is 39.5. I'm taking the over.
Wow. Oh no, she is 40. She turned 40 already.
Okay, so the over is 40.5. No, it's still 39.5. It's still
he got to get 41. He got to get 41.
Come on.
You said north of her age.
Yeah. 39.5 was tough enough. You know,
we Velcro. Right. We holding you to your word.
Fuck it. 40.5 is an over. 40.5 is a line. I'm taking the over.
Well, this is the problem. The Warriors should win this game. Should, because they're the vets. You know what I mean? They're the ones that have been here, the championship tried and true team. Mm-hmm. You know, Houston has Van Vliet, who won a title, and they have Jeff Green, who doesn't play much, but he's on the roster. And that and
he's still in the league is crazy.
Right. And that's their championship experience right there. So the Warriors should be up for the moment. Like we should see. Remember last time we saw Steph in a game 7 was that 51-point game in Sacramento. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So like the Warriors should win this game. I just don't think they're the Warriors anymore.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And I think we might see something ugly like 88-87 or something like that. Like, you know, first to 90 might win this.
This is a game 7, dog. And I mean, bro, that shooting hand.
Why are there always, maybe Rez can answer this one. Why are there always so many game 7 blowouts?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Because like the Clippers and Nuggets, for the most part in that series, you know, they were coming down to overtime. They were coming down to buzzer beaters. And then Denver just opened up a can of whoop ass on them.
Yeah.
Yep, for sure.
Like, I don't know how that works psychologically because, you know, like they got a champion, right? They got Kawhi. You know, Ty Lue is viewed as this great coach, you know, championship coach, going up against a dude that just got started coaching 2 weeks ago, head coach 2 weeks ago. Like I don't want to do that thing, but I mean, have we been looking and over embellishing Ty Lue to a certain degree?
I mean, I think it's just the Clippers, though. I think it's just the Clippers.
It's just the stench of the Clippers.
It's just the fucking Clippers, bro.
It's just like what I'm telling you about the Knicks.
It's just the Knicks, bro. The same thing with the Chargers.
So if Boston,
it don't matter how good the roster is.
If Boston sweeps this series, is Thibodeau out of there?
No. The Knicks don't think they can get any better than that.
Well, I expect the Knicks, if they get beat that bad, I expect the Knicks to make some moves this offseason.
But they made moves.
I know.
You mean like front office moves?
No, I mean like switching up the roster again. Because now you got because remember last offseason, you didn't have a Giannis out there. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have a KD out there.
But okay, so let's imagine a world in which somehow the Knicks convince Giannis to come to New York.
Uh-huh.
With Cat and Brunson?
Right, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. You can't if that was to happen, you wouldn't need to retool the team, but you wouldn't need to redo the entire team. You're just looking for that piece. If you can just add that piece, no, you don't redo anything.
Okay. Mike, I think the Clippers do have the depth. I think they just didn't play the depth because like if you got a team that's jumping out to a 30-point lead on you, right? Why you ain't throw Ben Simmons in the game to play some defense and get the ball out of Harden's hands? Because you're probably only thinking about offense instead of defense getting you back into the game. You know, you got Chris Dunn, you know, another great defender. You know, Derek Jones was knocking down shots. The only real consistent person last night besides Kawhi. You know, so I mean, Batum, you know, he's done his thing. Like the Clippers have depth, they just didn't show up.
For sure. For sure.
You know,
how did Kawhi play last night?
He went 6 for 13, but Tyronn Lue took them all out with about 10 minutes left.
Wasn't Bruce Brown that third guy?
Oh, it was a blowout.
Yeah, it was a blowout. Yeah, they lost by 19. Yeah, Bruce Brown. Well, I think Bruce Brown's in New Orleans now.
Who is their third guy? You know, I
remember he went to Toronto and then got traded. Oh, yes, the Knicks do have enough to trade with the Bucks. You know what I'm saying? Like Mikal. You know, you could send Mikal and Anunoby if you needed to.
Come on now. Easy money.
You know what I'm saying? Deuce McBride, you don't play him anyway.
Mitch.
You know what I'm saying? Mitchell Robinson. They got to replace Brook Lopez at some point. They got stuff they could trade for Giannis. But a lot of the, you know, experts, if you will, like Mikal Bridges was what? In Defensive Player of the Year conversations just 2-3 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And like, you know, he could put up 40 on a given night. But I think from what I've been hearing, though, a lot of the Giannis tea leaves are headed towards San Antonio and Houston. You know,
San Antonio with Giannis.
No, this is the thing, right? This is the thing. So let's just play fantasy for a second. So
Fantasy.
So you got Wemby, right? You bring in Giannis, which you'll probably have to give up Steph Castle to get that started, conversation started. What if the Spurs were to get the number 1 draft pick?
I've been saying this. I've been saying this.
Well, yeah, you were saying it, but not with the Giannis part though.
No, it was. Oh.
Yeah, we're talking about Giannis and Wemby together.
Would you trade the one for Giannis? I'm just saying.
You might.
I'm saying that.
What if they had Giannis and the one? Is that what you're saying, 2-5?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, but I probably wouldn't trade.
You going both?
Yeah,
I probably Cooper, Giannis.
Yeah, like so that's what I was going to ask. So if you do that, right? If you keep the one, hypothetically, right? Do you take Cooper Flag still?
Yes.
And have Flag Giannis Wemby?
Yes.
That is bananas.
Put Flag on the wing. Fuck it.
Yes.
That is bananas. No, Mike. See you always trying to add all these extra things that I didn't say. I never said Mikal Bridges was a star. I'm just saying that you got to make the money.
A package with Mikal Bridges and Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah, I'm not talking about trading Mikal Bridges for Giannis straight up. I ain't say none of that, Mike. Like the $1 million man is amongst us.
Who is the $1 million man?
My dog, Mr. B, Ted DiBiase, reporting live.
What up, my guy?
Motherfucking hot box. What's going on, my brother?
Oh yeah, Wemby brother is coming too.
Man of motion.
But you know what I'm saying? But yeah, even if you did trade the number 1 pick, you know, for Giannis, you know, because like I said, I would imagine that Steph Castle's got to be in that trade, even though I'm sure the Spurs don't necessarily want to trade him. But you got De'Aaron Fox now. So
wait, is Giannis actually he gonna be a free agent, or is he
no? But
people think he gonna request a trade?
Yeah, there's people that believe he's going to request a trade.
Because
now Dame's out, you know, for another. Like Dame's not playing next year, and if he does, it's not until like late March, early April, and that's still probably being hopeful considering that it was an Achilles. You know, this late in the year. Because Mike, how many times do you see stars get traded for other stars? You don't see that very often.
Very rarely.
This Luka thing, like, is that's why it was so surprising. It's just odd. Like you don't generally see stars go for like what did Cleveland get from Miami for LeBron?
What did we get for Drew Holiday?
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't see stars go for stars in that way. Like, what did Clyde Drexler, even taking it back in the day, what did Clyde Drexler go for to get to the Rockets?
Mm-hmm.
You know, he didn't go for Olajuwon.
Come on now.
You know what I mean? Like, these trades don't happen that way. That's why you got to throw the picks in there because I'm not giving you a star, but I'm going to give you the hope that you could get a future star.
Mm-hmm. With the pick, yep, make an investment.
Yeah, so that's why you would trade the number 1 pick for Giannis because I'm giving you Cooper Flagg. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, Cooper Flagg hasn't played in the NBA yet.
I hope he end up in Charlotte, and I hope they find out what to do with LaMelo because I think they'll keep him.
Oh, if he goes to Charlotte, Red's there every weekend.
No,
he'll stay home.
I would drive to Charlotte and take like shoes that like slip resistant shoes every week, so you can play games without falling down.
And hey, Pacers win game 1, 121-112. My pace cars.
Shout out to the Pacers. Shout out to Chuck Townsend, Aaron Neesmith. We appreciate you, my guy.
All right, now we got Rockets and Warriors should be about to start in about 5 minutes or so.
Good.
You know, but so like if you're Houston, right? Yeah. If you're Houston, what do you have to give up to get Giannis?
Reed Shepherd.
You got to give up Amen?
At minimum, At minimum.
Because you know you got to make the money match. So both of them are still on rookie contracts. So could it be? Well, I doubt it though, because in a situation where Giannis becomes available, you don't have any leverage because we know that you got to get rid of Giannis.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Cup, I got a new song.
This is true. Me and Mr. Motion, me and Ted DiBiase. Yeah, we just came from the studio.
That our way, man.
Oh, you already know it. You already
send it my way. But
are we debuting it on the hot box?
I mean, shit, yeah. Once I thought Ted DiBiase was gonna get in the jump.
But shit, all you gotta do is play that shit before we log off tonight. I'm
saying, the fresh new tracks from the Hotbox game.
Oh man, like I said, go ahead.
But I don't know if you could get Reed Shepherd and Amen, considering that y'all got, if he asks for a trade, y'all gotta get rid of him.
Yeah, and like we said, we know that Milwaukee has no leverage, so it's like we know what you're trying to get into. So this might be the equivalent of like a fourth rounder.
You got to make money match. So I'm thinking. This is just me spitballing. I have not thought about this before we had this conversation. Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna go Reed Shepherd, Dylan Brooks. Just looking at money. Dylan Brooks, one of him or Van Vliet, one or the other. But I would imagine having Dylan Brooks.
That's a haul.
While Giannis is on your team isn't really beneficial because you got Amen too. So I'm gonna say Dylan Brooks, Reed Shepherd, 2 first-round picks, and maybe I gotta look at the money, but because I don't know what he's making right now, but maybe Jabari Smith, since you ain't really playing him anyway.
That's a haul for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
It is, and it might not have to be that
Jalen
much.
Green and Steven Adams,
and it might not have to be that much.
What about Sengun though? I mean, him and Giannis technically. I mean,
Jabari's only at $10 million a year right now. No, I'm not giving him.
I think Sengun will be a part of the package. We keep our men. Take Sengun.
Well, I don't know because I don't think he's getting paid yet either.
He's not,
because like I said, you got to make the money match. And right now he's making less than Jabari Smith is. So the Rockets. So like if it was me, and I know this is going to sound real sacrilegious, if it was me, I wouldn't even trade for Giannis. We young right now. You know what I'm saying? That's where
if you're the Rockets.
Yeah, that's where these teams.
Yeah,
mess
I'm
up.
from the Rockets. I wouldn't do that. No, I wouldn't.
Yeah,
do that.
they be trying these get rich schemes.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
You cannot multi-level marketing your way into a championship.
Multi-level marketing scheme.
Yeah, like if I'm the Spurs, I'm all about it. I'm all about it if I'm the Spurs.
I think the Spurs
still ain't in the playoffs right now.
I think Giannis will make the Spurs instant wild cards in the West.
Oh, Giannis.
Spurs.
Hey, if Giannis goes to the Spurs, that's not even a play-in team. They jump in the line.
Who's gonna coach the Spurs?
Oh, they kept their they kept the interim.
Oh yeah, that's not gonna work.
Mitch Johnson.
If Mitch Johnson was good enough to coach, they wouldn't have been terrible once Pop stopped losing.
Is this like a?
I mean, to be fair, Wemby didn't play like the last 2.5 months of the season.
Is Vince coming from inside the building like Ime and Brad Stevens?
Who?
Is he coming in from inside the building like Ime and Brad Stevens?
Yeah. Yeah, I believe he was an assistant. He's been an assistant there for about 6 years. So he was right under Pop, you know what I mean? But you got to remember, like I said, Wemby didn't play the last 2.5 months of the season. De'Aaron shut it down with about a month and a half left, because I think he only played like 7 or 8 games and then he shut it down. But think about that. You're adding Giannis to Wemby and De'Aaron Fox.
That's what I'm saying. De'Aaron Fox and Wemby is already kind of low-key tough, even though they didn't play many games together.
Like, I would love to keep Castle if I could, but I just don't see how it's possible. Because you remember, I was on Castle like all pre-draft last year. Like, I think he's going to be the best player in this draft. But so as a minimum, if I'm giving up somebody like Giannis, you got to give me that. And that's what I've been saying about Nico this whole time. The problem isn't necessarily that Nico traded Luka. That is a problem. Don't get me wrong, but that's not the problem. The problem is you only got Anthony Davis. Like, I need Austin Reeves. You know what I'm saying?
You definitely didn't get the bang for your buck.
Something.
And he's so low. He's so low.
Yeah, like and you know what I mean? First of all, you just can't trade Luka. That's number one. But if you're going to, you got to do better than that. And that's one of those things where you look back in hindsight, because allegedly Nico called Milwaukee.
Yep.
And was like, give me Giannis. So you could have had Luka, and I mean, but then again, I guess if you're Milwaukee, you're looking at it and you're saying, is Luka really going to resign here though?
Right.
No.
So that's the problem. Like with the Lakers, even if Luka for some reason doesn't re-sign with the Lakers, I think he will, obviously, but even if he didn't, it's like you're the Lakers. You had reasonable belief to think that he would.
Why didn't they brand the Lakers yet?
But I would love it if he didn't. I would love it if Luka didn't re-sign with the Lakers just for the shit show. And if Bronny didn't get drafted this year, I wouldn't even be convinced that LeBron's coming back to the Lakers.
Oh man.
As in retiring or playing somewhere else?
No, just going somewhere else. Like because I could see LeBron if Bronny wasn't a thing.
Where would LeBron?
I could see LeBron wanting to close out with Cleveland.
Yeah, especially with that team.
Yeah. Now, whether Cleveland is on board with that or not is a whole different conversation. You know what I mean? But if I was LeBron, like
that sounds like a LeBron.
LeBron's a retired Laker. LeBron's a retired Laker.
No, I know he will, but I'm just saying, like, but I think a lot of that has to do with Bronny too. Like if Bronny wasn't in the league or somebody else had drafted him or something along those lines.
Yeah.
I think he would be
nothing holding him there.
I think he'd be open to it at least.
Yeah.
But my question is, if
stop it, Scotty.
If the Warriors lose this game tonight, are we finally done with Draymond in a Warriors uniform?
I don't know where the hell
Just
Draymond
no,
was
just said that he scored. So
because they just got rid of Clay.
I feel like they did that because they feel like they had to.
But I feel like I think I brought this up. I don't know if I was talking to you, Cups, or if I brought this up on Sports Reports as ordered, but it might have been Sports Reports as ordered. But I feel like Kerr and Steph should just walk out together. You know,
just hold it down and okay.
Well, because Kerr, you know, he signed that 2-year, $35 million extension. So at the end of that second year, which I have to confirm if it's next year or the year after, like I feel like that's when Curry should just walk away from it because I don't want to see Steph in another uniform.
And I don't want to see Steph with another coach because it's like, bro, we done already been through the down years. We done already did, you know what I'm saying, where we felt like we was just barely scratching the surface. And now we back in playoff contention.
Yeah, so it's next year. So next year is Kerr's last year, as far as the contract goes. So, oh man, Pastor Cavassier.
I agree, man. Pastor Doty.
Oh boy. No,
pass me that, big dog.
But yeah,
that man said Knicks in 5.
But you know, but like, because I mean, the Warriors, like they've got away with what they were trying to do for such a long time, right? Like when they drafted Moody and Kuminga, that was the talk about are we rebuilding or are we reloading? Like you can't live 2 timelines. And then you know they got the title in 2022, so it was like okay, they can live that timeline or both timelines. You know what I mean? But now they brought in Jimmy Butler. So I don't know.
Buddy Hield.
Is Jimmy Butler gonna be the one to catapult the Warriors to this victory tonight?
Oh, right now, all points have been scored by Draymond, Podziemski, and Buddy Hield. So it looks like they've decided to go with the team effort approach.
They have to. You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta say too, like Dylan Brooks has gotten so much better this season.
Brooks? You seen the step back mid just now?
Oh man.
So saying I'm waiting for this Jalen Green 41 piece though.
Bro, I'm telling you, hey, look, lock me in, Residente. I don't care. The line was I thought it was 39.5, but the line is officially 40.5. I'm taking the over for
Why
Jalen.
do they think he's gonna score that much?
Yeah, he's got 138-point game and then 11 points and then everything else is single digits.
It's not gonna explode.
Tonight gonna be the night.
Was there a Vegas number? Like did somebody get an insider?
But yeah, I'm waiting to see Steph coming off of some of these screens and see what happens.
So yeah, fellas, we done got down. We're gonna reach the 1 hour and 3 minute mark in this here Sunday smoke service. Before we close out, we've already talked about the battle of the MVPs. We've already talked about the Knicks battle. We covered the Cavaliers and we talked about the Rockets. Damn, who else playing? Or is that it?
That's it. The Minnesota just waiting on the winner of this game.
I can't wait to see the how Minnesota plays whoever matches up because I feel like both of these teams match up well with Minnesota.
You know what I can't. You know what I can't wait for? I can't wait for Ant whenever he loses a series and shoots like 39% of the floor. I can't wait till you and Lethal don't call him overrated.
Wow.
I mean, Luka Doncic had a bad series. Nobody's calling him.
Oh, they might be saying, oh, yes, they are.
Overrated.
There are people blaming Luka all over this country and all over social media.
Let's just pick an L. Luka, LeBron,
Draymond Green. These boys is not going home tonight. 8 points, 3 for 3 from the floor, 2.
You remember that game 7 he had that Steph fucked up for him? When they
Yeah.
played the
You
Cavs
talking
in
about
Game
Draymond?
7, when
Yeah.
they played, Draymond had that 32 and 15.
Yep. And Steph couldn't just like later. Andre Iguodala couldn't just like dunk the ball.
Yeah, Steph couldn't just make a simple pass like that. I don't know if y'all remember the play, but when Steph tried that behind the back or whatever it was to Clay, that's when I knew it was over. That as soon as that play happened, I said Cleveland really did this shit.
Yeah,
Bro.
And it was still like 4 minutes. It was
That was
still like
actually
4
one of the
minutes
most.
left.
I was watching that series. I was at a different place every time I watched it. That's how I remember it so vividly. And when the Warriors went up 3, I was like, yeah, this is over. This is done. And then every place after that, I watched it in a different location. And the Cavaliers won a game in every different location. I was just like, yeah, bro, this might be the best series I've ever seen.
Yeah.
32 and 15.
Shout out to LeBron James.
Fucked it up. And I don't think Draymond's been the same since that game. That's like that's probably when the triple doubles. I mean, what is it? Triple singles started.
Yeah, I can see that.
But Draymond said he said Game 7 is what you live for. He excited. So, here we are.
Well, he scored the first 5 points. I mean, that's a good start.
Well, yeah, fellas, god dang. How we looking for the Monday smoke meeting?
I got a meeting. Well, no, I'll be done talking to Mike by then. But yeah.
Yeah, I should be good.
there.
So yeah, fellas, goddamn, you already know we're gonna catch y'all tomorrow, same time, same place, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We is letting the windows down.
Yo, I just wanted to say, GNX concert, SZA, Kendrick Lamar, amazing show. Make sure you catch it. I was not that big of a SZA fan before I went into. I knew a couple songs. But I have a tremendous amount of like appreciation for what that young lady did on that stage last night. She's mad amazing. Kendrick Lamar.
I don't think I know a SZA song, but I
you know one.
Well, I know Luther. I know Luther, but
no, you know the one about my man is your man, is your man, here is her man too.
Doesn't ring a bell.
You don't know The Weeknd?
I just know SZA.
I can't lose.
I just know SZA.
When I'm with you.
I just know SZA.
I can't just snooze and miss the moment.
No, I didn't hear my first Weeknd album until the one that just came out.
No, she had a song called.
Oh, that song called The Weeknd. Okay, no, I don't.
You don't know Smooth either.
No, I mean I might have heard them, but I don't know them. Like if you were to play them, I wouldn't just recognize them.
Get into SZA, bro. Get into SZA.
I told you I went that like
it's not my bag at all.
Period where I was just done with music. Like I went through that period where I think she was just in the middle of that. Because like I said, I just heard my first Weeknd album, the one that just came out a couple months ago. I didn't even know he was a little punk ass drugged out sissy from the North Side.
No, he is.
Bro. He started rock as soon as, you know what I'm saying, the thing fell through with him and Drizzy, and he started rocking with Future, you know what I'm saying? Well, I mean, he's always had that drugged out vibe or whatever, but it's definitely taken a turn, you know what I'm saying, once Pluto got in the mix for sure.
No, I definitely after I heard that album, I definitely went and downloaded some more.
Oh yeah, bro. I fuck with The Weeknd for sure.
That was the first album I had ever heard. Like I knew his name and everything, but I just never really listened to his music.
Yeah, The Weeknd.
You ever heard House of Balloons?
Yeah, he's definitely one of them. Thursday, that's a tape right there.
Like I'm probably going to be the one person that listens to rap music that's not going to hear the Carter 6.
Yeah, who's anticipating the Carter 6, bro? Except for Lethal Bag.
I don't know. Cactus Jack might be.
Cactus Jack might be.
OVO Mike might be.
What is that?
Mike might be.
You ready for this Carter 6?
Hell no, I want to hear that.
I agree, bro. We don't want to hear that.
Bro, I don't want to hear that bullshit, bro.
Alien.
Yeah, I'm cool, bro. I'm trying to hear that new stuff in Mr. B.
Nigga said I'm good, bro.
Yeah.
I'm trying to hear that. I'm trying to hear that new cousin, Mr. B. You dig me? That's in label. I'm trying to hear that though. Yeah.
Shit, Drake should have a another album coming out soon, right?
Oh yeah, you know the OVO campus getting loaded up.
Oh my god.
But we never
He
did.
has all suits on.
We never did get the answer to why Baca's still around.
He's got a weird case.
No, Baca came out and said it was kind of like a situation he kind of got himself into where he believed one of the girls was younger than she. You know, he was on. I forgot what platform he was on.
Well, I just know he went to jail for it.
Yeah, he did.
So
and
like,
he kind of did miss some guilt to that John does. I was kind of like, I frowned up a little. All right, this just don't sound too good.
Yo, why would you do an interview?
Yeah, you have to get an interview, bro.
This is the internet we live in, y'all.
Addressing the John, like, I want to say a word.
Like, yeah, I want to go out. I want to step out and make my voice heard on this topic.
But what I even know what he look like. Especially not something about that, like, bro. Yeah, you had.
You showing your face on the internet, bro.
He showed his whole face. Your name.
People can recognize you in the grocery store.
So, hey,
yeah, exactly.
So since we were talking about it, give me a SZA album to download.
Control. It's only 2.
Oh, I'll just download both of them then.
Yeah, Control and SOS.
Okay.
So what I'll tell you is this: if you can, what helped me, because my daughter was prepping me for the concert, and so I learned to read the lyrics while listening to the songs. It was like I get why girls like her. I get it. I've never had a man break my heart, so I haven't had the opportunity to know how to react with it in this day. But she is their voice, dog. Like she is. Like I get it.
All right. What about Doja? Give me a Doja album.
There's only one Doja album.
Okay,
Alligator Bite Still Heal.
Let me ask y'all this:
No,
that's
Doja.
Dochi.
Doja, not the last one.
Yeah,
not the last one. Not the last one.
What about? Oh no, I got Scarlet already.
Scarlet?
Yeah. What about Hot Pink?
I have no idea who that is. That's Obi Mike.
No, that's Doja Cat.
Summer Walker. That's all you need to know.
Oh, you tell me album names.
Yeah, album names.
Start from the beginning.
So Amala, whatever that say. Is that what it say? Amala or Amala?
I'm a cow. Moo.
All right, but download that.
I hated that shit when it came out.
Yeah, me too.
What's that one girl name? Who was the girl that Chris Brown and was it Quavo? Yeah, what's some good stuff with her?
Karuchi don't rap.
Oh, no, not Karuchi. The other one. It was another one.
Oh, my fault. Did you make Karuchi?
The girl that I can't think of her name, but she had the McDonald's meal one time. Yeah.
So, Saweetie? Dog, do not waste your time downloading the album from that girl.
Okay.
Okay, let me see. I think that.
Did y'all know SZA was 35?
Animal. I think
all right, so I'm all caught up on my girls then, because I already had Dochi.
Yeah, that's the one.
Summer Walker, bro.
I just downloaded her new song yesterday, or no, I downloaded her new. I think it was a song. I don't know if it was an album or not. I downloaded it yesterday because I heard it on the JBP, and I liked it. You know, saying I know who she is, but I don't think I've ever really listened to her music before.
And before we get out this jump, Cowboy Mike, man, go ahead and give us your preview for this Boston-New York matchup, rivalry matchup, storied matchup for this second round of the playoffs.
I got Boston in a sweep. I think Boston is just a better team. I think that the Knicks have no inside defense or presence to stop Boston. It would take a catastrophic event for Boston to lose a game against this team, personally. I think they overachieved and beat the Pistons. I think two Vibers broke that down several times. The Pistons just lost the game in the fourth quarter. They really wasn't won that series. Like the Knicks did nothing to win that series, really, except for allowing Jalen Brunson late and Josh Hart to have a couple moments in the game. But they really didn't beat the Pistons at all, in my opinion. So I'm looking for a sweep. I'm looking for, we haven't talked about Jason Tatum averaging 30 some points and 11 rebounds. He really
Man, my
is
man
playing
had
the
a good
best ball.
series, and Mike ready to talk.
Huh?
He had a good series, and you ready to talk? You ain't want
No.
to
I'm just saying though that was a storyline leading to the
It's
playoffs.
crazy because he has an ECF MVP already.
Yeah, y'all wanted to see it, right? He's showing y'all right now.
Yeah,
I hear a lot of Anton. I don't hear a lot of Jason Tatum talk. So I just feel like he's leading that. He's the leader of that team, and they're doing what they've been doing all year. So I'm looking forward to see Jason Tatum just continue to show why he's the best player in the NBA.
But I think that's the part that you keep confusing. Nobody ever disagreed that he wasn't the leader of the team.
Oh gosh.
You said out of your mouth several times that they will be just fine if he wasn't there.
That's fine.
Yeah, they would be fine. I didn't say they was going to win the title.
That's all I'm saying.
Oh,
I feel like
But see, this is what I'm saying. See, this is hold up, time out. This is what I be talking about. I say very specific things, and then y'all turn my words into, so Boston to be a contender without Jason Tatum.
No, all I'm saying is you said you wanted to see Jason Tatum show he's the guy, show he can be the MVP. Y'all said Jaylen Brown was the secret sauce to that team. I'm not saying it.
I did not say that.
I'm saying what I've been saying the whole time because he's been there.
I did not say that. I said that he
No,
won.
we said he
MVP.
No,
outplayed
y'all
him
said last
in
year
those
when Jaylen Brown
series.
won. Y'all said Jaylen Brown won what? The Finals MVP. Am I correct?
Did he
He
not?
did.
Did he
Yeah,
not?
He did.
and I told you.
But did we say now we saw the passing of the torch and he's the leader of the Celtics?
No.
That's what y'all were implying.
Oh, so you heard what you wanted to hear.
Y'all implied that he was the guy.
Oh my God!
Nobody
So
that's
said that.
all the way Caparoni.
who's the best player on the Boston Celtics right now?
Jason Tatum. He always was.
Jason Tatum was always the best
And y'all
player.
said y'all wanted to see it, right? He's showing y'all right now. That's all I'm saying.
So wait. Hey, Cups, Doug. Best player or played best are the same thing to you?
You said best player and playing the best?
Right.
I feel like if y'all gonna take this attitude with it right now, there's no way that y'all was being so cavalier about the joke that he won the fucking finals MVP.
That's what I'm saying, Stuff. What they talking about? Now y'all backtracking.
Hold on, wait.
I'm in a better position to have this discussion right now.
Cups. All season long, I said that somebody on the Knicks was going to get MVP. Who was that person?
You said what happened?
All season long, I've been saying that somebody on the Knicks is going to get MVP votes. Who is that person?
Cat.
I think that Jalen Brunson is better than Cat. But Cat has a better case. Those two things can be true at once.
You think Jalen
understood? And again, all I'm saying is I'm just saying that Jason Tatum is not getting the amount of attention that he
deserves. Okay.
Jason Tatum got attention for like a whole month about the whole face of the NBA thing.
Jason Tatum gets a lot of attention.
Like
all I hear is Ant talk.
No,
because Ant's coming up a hot series.
All I hear is floor talk coming from middlemen.
I don't know where we got. I don't know where we got. I don't know how we got to this point. I don't know how we got to this point because I always talk about how
that was a good one.
These shows always talk about the Lakers and the Cowboys all the time.
Yeah.
So what it sounds like is y'all don't necessarily want variety of talk. Y'all just want us to talk all the time about the stuff that y'all like.
Not necessarily. I think the fact that y'all made a great point. Before, like last year, I made a great point. We rolled with it. Nobody was shitting on the Jaylen Brown Jones because it was obvious. But we wanted to establish and make sure that we understood who the alpha dog is in the room. And I think that y'all said y'all wanted to see him be that person. He was coming up short.
Yeah,
y'all mentioned the field goal percentage, the 3-point percentages.
And he's done it.
All I'm saying is look at the numbers and look at the production. He's doing what he should be doing.
He's absolutely killing it.
That's all I'm saying. That's all.
That's all I'm saying.
Like, and I think SGA is in the same boat. In this next series, he had to show and prove.
Steph Curry is better than Andre Iguodala. Andre Iguodala won the Finals MVP. Two things can be true. Tim Duncan is better than Kawhi.
But y'all don't sit there and
and
badger that shit though. Y'all bring that shit up.
No, y'all bring it up. Bro, I could literally be sitting in my room right now watching Pacers and Cavs, and Halliburton could do something, and you would say something like, I ain't never see Jalen Brunson do that. That's why I always call you.
Bro, y'all just came at me the other night about fucking Jason Tatum shooting 30-something from the floor or some shit like that, bro.
That was game 1. Like that was 2 weeks ago. No,
I want to go back.
No.
They
What happened
nitpick.
is,
They nitpicking that, cuz.
No. What happened is
all good,
I made
though.
a joke. No, what happened is I made a joke, and since it's Jason Tatum, you sensitive about it. What I said was,
my God.
what I said was, oh,
You know, Gates didn't even gaslight me, gang.
no,
Terrible,
what I
dog.
said, no, I made one joke. I said, yo, Jason Tatum shot 36% in the finals last year, and look at him shooting 38% in game 1 right now. That's all I said.
So what is that implying?
That is implying that he got better.
Understood.
He went from 36 to 38%.
Understood.
You know what I'm saying?
Understood. Both of the percentages are not good though.
No, but the point being, I was making a joke, but since it involved Jason Tatum, Cups was like, what the if I would have said that same thing about SGA, Cups wouldn't have said nothing. If I would have said that same thing about Jalen Brunson, Cups wouldn't have said nothing. It was just the fact that I was talking about.
I would have said the same thing I always do when y'all try to pull up that damn. Oh well, look what he's shooting from the floor. I would say it's a privilege because they still be winning these games.
Facts.
And that's the point that we be making. So when I say that the Celtics would be fine without Jason Tatum, y'all know that to be true.
But when I say this stuff, and then when I bring that shit back to Jalen Brunson, y'all niggas always be trying to push back on that shit, bro.
No, because you just be bringing them up for no reason. Like, no, because what you do, Jalen Brunson will shoot 2 for 7. You got all this shit to say. He came back and hit the game winner. Residente was like, "What you got to say about that, Cups?" You were gone the rest of the night
because Karl Anthony Towns didn't go 1 from 11 from the floor.
You were gone the rest of the night. You didn't even reply.
Karl Anthony Towns did not go 1 from 11 from the floor in the closeout game. That's not what happened.
That's what we talking about.
You were absent.
All I'm gonna say is, against Orlando in the last 3 games, this nigga Tatum had 35, 8, and 10. He had 37, 14, and 3, 36, 9, and 4. And I haven't heard a word out of that shit. All I've heard is Anthony Edwards this, Anthony Edwards that. So that's what I'm saying. I haven't heard enough.
That's because of who Anthony Edwards beat.
That's all. That's all I'm just trying to say. I just wanted to put that out here.
But that's what.
And again, if we can back up too, can I please address this Mikal Bridges shit that you was talking about? This cockamaniac shit.
Yeah, go ahead and tell everybody more lies about things that I didn't say.
No, I'm just saying. Are you going to sit up here and say that you think Mikal Bridges Mikal Bridges was traded from Brooklyn last year?
Yeah,
from Brooklyn. He's not a blue chip guy. You can't sell to the Bucks fan base. We got Mikal Bridges for Giannis Antetokounmpo, a generational talent in his prime.
You doing a bunch of stuff that I didn't imply or say. Like what I'm trying to say is that when you look at trades throughout NBA history, you don't generally see stars go for stars. You don't see Magic Johnson get traded for Clyde Drexler. You don't see Michael Jordan get traded for Shawn Kemp. You don't see stuff like that. So when you go back, and that's all I was saying is that you got to make the money match. So you ain't trading Brunson. You know what I'm saying? You ain't.
They're gonna want Brunson though. The Bucks not again. Why would the Bucks be incentivized to trade their best player? Again, Dame is not gonna resign, like you already kind of said already.
Right.
So what would they be left with?
But think about it though. Do I wanna trade Giannis and get some pieces back, or do I want to just let Giannis walk in 2 years and get nothing at all?
I'm not gonna walk.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not. You know what I'm saying? And
because you get cap space, then you'll be a hotbed for whoever wants to come play. Now you have to resign. You have to probably resign Dame.
Nobody's gonna go play for Milwaukee.
You plan on having Mikal Bridges on your? You want to plan to have Mikal Bridges on your team 2 years from now?
And Kyle Kuzma?
What I'm saying is to trade a player, you have to see who's willing to trade with you. Once you find somebody that's willing to trade with you, you have to get the money to match.
True.
You're not trading Jalen Brunson. You're not trading Cat. So Mikal Bridges makes the next most amount of money on the Knicks. So that's why he would be a part of that trade to get closer to Giannis's money.
Understood.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm just saying, for as far as the fan base, I don't see them doing that crazy. If they did that, like you said, nobody really wants to go play there anyway.
Right.
If they did that crazy shit, they're not going to be nothing for the next 25 years.
The only reason you let Giannis walk is because you trying to get into the #1 draft pick.
100%.
That's the only reason you're letting him walk for nothing. But that's still 2 years away. You know what I'm saying? And you can't guarantee that he's going to be on your team or not ask for a trade within those 2 years.
I mean, that's why to be personally, I would try to work with maybe 2 or 3 teams.
That's what
just
I'm saying.
To make sure.
That's why I brought up the Rockets.
Yeah, for sure, the Rockets. I'm going. If Jalen Green wants to come over, yeah, he's somebody a little more on a more qualified side that I can build around. You can't build around Mikal Bridges. He's the third option on the Knicks. He's behind Cat and Brunson. No, I'm not going to build my team around no Mikal Bridges.
I agree with that 100%. You know what I'm saying? But you're not necessarily building your team around Mikal Bridges. He's just there because of the money. You can still go out and do other moves, or you know what I'm saying, depending on how it all goes, get a high draft pick. Like, there's more than one way to skin the cat. You know what I mean? But I just don't know. So like, you got maybe San Antonio, you got Houston. I don't know who else is a realistic Giannis trade
contender. Yeah, I like that Spurs shit. I haven't heard the Spurs shit yet. That was fire.
Yeah,
I'm like, okay, I can see that they got enough to unload. I feel like
right, but also the other problem that Milwaukee has is if you trade Giannis, you don't got any leverage because people know that he won out of there.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's where Nico fucked up, because you know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't fuck up like, I don't think he should have traded Luka just because, but he didn't fuck up simply by trading Luka. He fucked up because he didn't also get Austin Reeves or somebody else back.
Exactly. 100. You had to get one of those guys.
You could have literally asked for AD, Austin Reeves, and Dalton Connect.
Yep. And you might have still got Max Christie. They really could. They left a lot to be desired for that trade. I'm ready to see the trade. I think when they tried to trade with somebody else first, wasn't it Milwaukee?
They tried to trade, with Giannis.
Yeah, I'm ready to see what that trade looked like.
And then they called Minnesota for Ant.
Wow.
I think they really felt like that a change of scenery would have did well for Anthony Davis. And I also felt like that Nico tried to get Luka out there by any means necessary, and he didn't even really want to put the tag up too high. He was like, bro, for real, this is the equivalent of me like, hey, bro, I got these felines over here, bro.
Why did he get traded?
I give you anything for him.
Because
he don't play defense and he out of shape.
Yeah, I knew something was wrong when he had that beer last year. I ain't really say nothing about it, but I think we talked about it a couple times. When he had the beer, Michael Finley had to take it from him. Like, that shit was a bad look. I'm like, yo, what are you doing, bro? Like, you're the guy. You can't be out here this wild. You're not Michael Jordan. You can't go, drink at a bar and shit and come back and then give nigga 35. Like, you're not built like that.
After the finals.
Yeah, you're not built like that, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're out of shape. It's like, man, he's winded. And he's a cone at the end of the day. Like y'all said, the blow by. The Cubs gave a great stat last pod about the blow by. I think it was 63%. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, like every time you get in the ball, they coming right at you.
64%.
It's unreal. Like, again, I think they do a bad job of not hiding them. Like I said before, like, it's ways to hide bad defenders. But yeah, man, he gonna have his attention. Like, I think Locke said last, but he got to get more intense. He has to get more and stop crying to the ref so much. It's like, dog, this shit is bad for the game.
Well, and that's what I was saying the other night with Raph, is that you already got LeBron, who is his team right now, and he's already whining to the refs and bitching and flopping and like acting hurt. And then you got the next best player who's supposed to take over from him doing the same thing. So if you're somebody like Rui, you're like, yo, if I was acting like this, y'all would be talking about trading me.
Of course.
I'm the reason that we're losing. And then now the dude that's supposed to be leading us right now, because when LeBron was on the floor, when he ran into Dante, nobody even went over there.
Nope. And all I keep hearing is just how much of a great teammate he is. I don't believe it, bro. Niggas be just saying shit. I don't really believe. I never really heard nobody, talk about him in that manner. Ex-teammate. I've heard Norris Cole, Mario Chalmers. Those small guys that just really was like, even D Wade when he was on Melo's podcast, he took Stephen A. side for the most part. I mean, he gave a real diplomatic answer, but he was like, I understand why him and Stephen A. have issues. Like cause they just perfect angel niggas be pretending he really is.
No, I think LeBron is a great teammate if he likes you.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Because like, even like, look, back in 2017, 18 maybe, whenever Kyrie left, I didn't have a problem with Kyrie leaving.
Man, Kyrie was smart, bro.
Yeah,
I wasn't on the problem with y'all then, but I said when because Kyrie asked LeBron was he gonna resign. He's like, nigga, you ain't about to leave me in Cleveland. Hell no.
Right. And not only that, but that same year, like that the draft that year, right before it all happened, they were talking about trading Paul George for Kyrie.
I do remember that.
You know what I mean? So like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you a good teammate, but here I am. Like, look, do I think that the LeBron is the GM stuff is a little embellished? Yes, I do think it's a little embellished.
Me too.
But I think he definitely is in on these conversations. You know, he knew AD was gone.
Oh yeah, he knew that shit. Ain't nobody crazy.
Whenever they were talking about trading Kyrie, he knew about it.
Yeah.
Like, you ain't gonna do stuff like that. Not saying that LeBron is signing off on it, but you ain't gonna do stuff like that without talking to a player like LeBron.
Of course, I think all superstars have that type of in this day and time at least. You give them that little wink, like, okay, look, just let you know, hey, we plan on doing. You know what I'm saying? So okay, cool.
Like you make Minnesota talk to Ann about trading Cat.
We'll talk.
Do you think will JJ Redick be the longest tenured Lakers coach in the last 7 years?
No, he gonna get clipped.
I think he'll stick around.
If he keep doing that crazy shit he did this past year, I don't see him lasting that long. He come out just not starting the center. Like, that shit was insane. Like, what are you doing, bro?
No minutes. None.
0 minutes with Jackson. It don't even make sense. Like, how do you have no minutes? That shit is crazy.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I get what you're saying, but you also got to play better to get on the court too.
I mean, he wasn't like playing horrible. I don't feel like Unc said. I don't think he was the reason why they were losing.
No.
And again, go to a zone. Like, you gotta switch that shit up. Double team guys. I just don't see the defensive. Like the game plans are not there anymore. If you see a guy's rolling, I used to watch. I mean, I would watch like certain games where they would just take the ball out of his hand. Like, bro, we're trapping you at half court.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make somebody else beat me. I'm not gonna let you just keep coming down court and just kicking my ass.
So one final question before we get out this, Jermaine. I know 2-5 was talking about how the LeBron's demeanor on the court, and then we got the guy who's supposed to be the successor, Luka Doncic, who still kind of has the same antics in his own right, in his own way. Do you think the Lakers, once LeBron moves on, do you think that the Lakers will retain the same core and build around Luka with the same core? Or do you think it will be a complete rebuild with Luka?
Complete rebuild.
Yeah, I agree. I think they might try to go Giannis personally. I mean, the Lakers have a history of doing this shit from Kareem to Shaq to AD, like Kobe. They're gonna try their best to figure out who's the next guy they want to try to pair their star player with. So I think it's strategic, and I think LeBron probably might go to the Mavericks personally. Well, but that's probably Vegas at the time. I think that the Mavs will turn it to Vegas, and then with LeBron be part owner on the team with Bronny, with AD and Kyrie. Yeah, that's where he's gonna finish his career at, personally.
I can see
my
that.
Personal or well, hold on. Well, 2-5. We remember the conversation we was having yesterday. Would Kobe Bean Bryant qualify for that conversation? Drafted around 96, you know what I'm saying? Then they won 2001, and then they had a long drought.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? And then they got back to the mountaintop 2010. That definitely counts.
Yeah. And no, I agree with what Mike's saying too, because I mean, like, the writing's on the wall. I mean, Kyrie was at the game the other day again.
I'm telling you, bro. This shit is bad. These niggas be playing. They know what they're doing, bro.
Clutch is running the league.
Yeah, real talk, 100%. Because it's profitable. They know exactly what they're playing 3-card Monty with niggas. They got a whole system they got going on.
And then just to piggyback off Mike, this is my last comment. I think the way that LeBron handled the Kyrie situation about him coming back and then still ended up leaving Cleveland, and then the way he entered LA and basically gutted the team. That was the lead. Once he got to LA and the whole team had to shift, that's when I was the GM conversation was over for me. I was like, y'all can say what y'all want.
Yeah,
y'all can say what y'all want.
Bron, which one of these dudes, you know what I'm saying? Like, because they chose
Kuzma,
who was probably the worst of all of them.
Yeah, they kept Kuzma. You're right. They let Josh Hart go, Lonzo, Randall,
B.I.
I'm like, man, that's a lot of talent just let walk out the door. And it goes back to what you said last time. They don't want to play with young guys, but you got to have a nucleus of young guys, man. You can't just play with a bunch of old. Not in this day and time. Guys are too athletic. There's no position for really in basketball. So it's like these guys switching, they running. Like I watch Indiana and Cleveland. Them niggas made me tired watching them niggas, yo. I said, God damn it, like that was an up tempo game. That reminded me of some Showtime Lakers type shit, like up and down. They weren't stopping at all. The ball wasn't moving.
No, Pelinka sank the Lakers this year. Like he went and got Luka, okay, but you know what I mean? That whole like, why were you trying to trade Dalton Connect in the first place?
Yeah, it makes no sense.
You know what I mean? And then it didn't go through, you know, because Mark Williams failed the physical. But then after he failed the physical, he had the best stretch of his career.
Immediately back on the floor.
People forgot about that too.
He played all the game. Yeah, he put out. He did a little tweet when they lost the other day too.
Yeah, I read Petty too. Shout out to another Doogie.
Yeah.
So did the league reverse that, or did the Lakers try and find a way to reverse that?
The Lakers reversed it because they said he failed the physical.
Yeah, they was lying. I never believed that shit ever.
You know what I mean? And that's why
he was just playing.
Exactly.
Mid-season trade.
Well, no, he just came back. He had just came back from injury, and I think he was only back 3 or 4 games before the trade happened. So
that's what I'm saying, though.
I think that at the time that it happened, me and Raph were looking at it like, well, did they find something structural? Like, did they find like ligament stuff or, you know, something along those lines? But then he came back and was averaging like 18 and 10 the rest of the season.
Yeah, I'm like, I was looking to see too. Like, okay, maybe it was structural. It kind of reminds me of that Kawhi situation. Like, I think a lot of these team doctors be bullshitting. And I've heard like recently, like KG was talking about how, you know, they had to take so much medicine and like they had like mad injuries, like, you know, and I feel like those things were never diagnosed for real. And this is with Big Baby. Like he talked about how it's like malpractice. Like they just lied to him and told him he had a sprain when his whole shit was gone, like blown it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can't ever trust these doctors, in my opinion. So like it's so many like, you know, discrepancies between like, okay, this guy hurt, he's not hurt. Like I don't know. It's weird to see. Like you said, the evidence showed after the fact he can play. Like Mark Williams was playing his ass off, dog. Like come on, man.
Well, I hope these fans or these players are looking at people like Kawhi Leonard, like, stop trying to go to these places like LA and chase the money. This man had a championship in Toronto and then was like, I want to go home.
Yeah, that shit was stupid. I mean, he had a great nucleus, though. They would have never traded Van Fleet or Pascal. And they come behind, they would have dragged the party Scotty Barnes. Like, look, people just don't, man, they got to know. Like, oh yeah, you got a good GM, like that's taking care of you. Like, man, people just be stupid. I see people do shit all the time at our jobs. I'll be like, bro, we got it made in this joint. What the fuck is you doing?
Like, Kawhi was Scotty Barnes and Grady,
bro. What? Grady Dick? Come on,
and
man.
Maple Mamba.
I'm not even pausing that shit. Fuck it. That'd have been a great new shit. That would have been a great new shit. I'm serious, man. Like, fuck that shit, man. It would have been a great nucleus to watch. Like, I hate to see teams that, you know, the same thing when I watched the Knicks, they should have kept DiVincenzo. What the fuck are you doing? Why are you putting DiVincenzo in this trade? I know he had a beef with the GM, but the GM left the next year. He's not even there no more. Now you got him. That whole nucleus should have stayed together, man. Again, I miss watching those like teams build and shit, like watching Indiana teams, and they, you know, one year they add. Even the Indiana team, they had Jermaine O'Neal, Ron Artest. Like hearing Reggie talk about the passion, like how they kept him alive. Like, you know, that shit. I love when you see teams build, even though they didn't win it all. It was exciting to see. Even seeing the Pistons build, seeing my Bulls build. I just love to see the building. Even to see my Cowboys trying to get to that point. We're building now. Like,
right.
You know,
Celtics had to build.
That's what it's all about, man. I remember like we was playing sports. Like I remember watching every
Cowboys
team.
Been building since '95.
This is very true. This is very true. We have been building. This is very true. No, this is very true though. You're right. You're right. I'm not gonna say you're wrong. You're right. But I'm just saying the process is still fun for me. If we don't win, oh well. I came to that point in my mind, like, man, I don't ever give a shit. I'm just happy about the process.
Yo, I swear I swear nobody in this game has scored for like the last 6 minutes or something like that.
Damn, that shit bad. I'm about to watch it in a second. That shit crazy.
Like it's still 33-24, and it was 33-24 when we were talking about Tatum.
Wow. I had a feeling to be a grind fest tonight. I had a small feeling to be a defensive battle. I went under
full cups, like something like 88 to 87, and like
Yeah, some old school type shit.
Yeah, the first to 90 wins.
Yeah, this will be a nice. I like to watch these type of games in like the third and fourth quarter. I don't really watch like the late games. I'm about to eat dinner anyway, so but I'm about to watch that jump. Late third or fourth. That's what's really gonna get good.
Yeah.
Because I don't like watching blowouts.
Probably.
That should make me mad. Yo. I get infuriated. I watch the Denver shit. But that Denver shit made me so angry. But I sat, man. I had the meal ready. I'm sitting down, cut the jar. I'm in a big. I put it on the big screen. I'm sitting there like, what the fuck? They ain't even show up. I cut that shit off. I ain't watching this fucking shit.
Before we get out of here, Mike, how many games the Nuggets giving the Thunder?
Oh, that's a great question. I don't know, actually, man. It depends. I'm actually nervous for OKC, to be honest with you, because I haven't. It's one thing when you have a series where you just totally blow a team out. I want to see OKC when they have adversity. I want to see SGA bring them back by down 10. I want to see, can he put 4 or 5 buckets in a row against Jokic? I think Jokic is in a sweet spot.
So coming back from 27 down wasn't good enough for you?
No. It was a team effort.
I want to see him come back from 10. Coming back
it was a team effort, though. He didn't come back from 20 down. The team did. Did he score 30 in that game?
You want to see him take over a game?
Did he score 30 in that game? That's all I'm saying.
All I know is they were down 27 and they won. That's all I know.
I feel you. It was a great team win. It was like it reminded me of like when the bench saved Jordan them against Portland. That's what it reminded me of.
But that's what OKC is. They're just a
they're a really good team. Yeah. I'm just saying for me, I would be nervous if I'm playing against Jokic. And again, Aaron Gordon may have one of those games. Michael Porter Jr. may have one of those games. Jamal Murray always showing you, bro, this is my mode right now.
And props to Aaron Gordon, man. He's come a long way.
He has, dog. His game is this again, development. His game is developed to be a nice polished game. He started off as a straight dunker only.
I'm still
he shoots 3 every now and then. Tomorrow. He can handle the ball a little bit, He's been hooping.
Yeah, I'm still taking OKC by 20 tomorrow. I think Denver tied.
Yeah, I think you onto something with that shit too. I looked at it, I was like, you know what, he might be right. That was a cool.
I didn't realize they were playing tomorrow. I thought it was going to be Tuesday.
Yeah, they legs will be fucked. Sure.
This your second time saying that 2-5. You want to put it in the ledger?
Oh, this is like my 4th time saying it. We can put
it is.
Put it in the ledger.
He done said that just many times. I'm like, yo, I think you might be onto some shit.
Yeah, we could put it on the Wedger, the Jedger, the Ledger, Thunder, and 6.
Okay.
And you said they winning by a dub in game 1.
Yeah.
Man, I'm taking the Nuggets. I'm taking the Nuggets in 7.
Okay.
I got Nuggets in 6.
Yeah, I got Thunder in 6. I got Pacers in 7. I got Boston in 5.
Yes, sir.
And then I got if it's Golden State, I got Minnesota in 5.
Okay.
If it's the Rockets, I got Minnesota in 7.
I like that. I like it.
Yeah, and then I got then I got Boston over the Pacers in 6, and then I got OKC over Minnesota in 6, and then I got Oklahoma City over Boston in 7.
Over Boston?
Yes.
Wow.
I got already said I got the battle of the MVPs going to Jokic in 6. And then after that, Jokic will match up with Anthony Edwards. And I feel like that joint is going to go all the way to the wire. I feel like Jokic is going to put Rudy Gobert
in the blender.
In the worst kind of blender, the worst kind of torture. It's going to be absolute. It's going to be a horror show. It really is. It's going to be a horror show. I got the Nuggets. I want to say Ant is going to win this series, but I think the way that Jokic is going to play against Rudy Gobert, he's just going to take him out of the game completely. So
me too.
I was about to say, you got Ant winning Game 7 on Jokic's floor 2 years in a row.
No, I don't think it's going to do it like that.
I can't see it. I can't see it happening.
Nuggets.
I don't think Nas will play that well.
I've been calling for Boston and Denver the last 2 years, and if I get it this year, the year I didn't pick it, I'm gonna be mad.
We need it. We need that jump.
We do need it. I would love to see that series, but I think
that'd be fire. I would love to see it too.
Denver usually matches up with Boston pretty well somehow.
Mm-hmm. I want to see how KP gonna play Joker. That's gonna be tough.
Me too. Yo, Jokic does struggle against a lot of those European guys. Like, now I wouldn't say struggle. I think his game kind of is like a notch below. Like when I see him play against Valanciunas or somebody like he have like the game, I'd be like, damn, they must know his game a little bit more than the other players.
Joker would see a lot of Horford.
Playoff Al? I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't do that though. I feel like
I imagine Horford's going like I don't. So what do you do? Like, do you put? See, that's the problem. Is where do you put Porzingis? Because I think I would like to see Horford guard Cat.
Yeah. I mean, if you let Tobias check him, man, damn dog.
But it's just that who does Porzingis guard in that scenario? Like, you don't want Porzingis guarding Bridges or Anunoby.
I think they're gonna play Mitchell Robinson more, personally.
Yeah, they
have to.
Yeah,
they have to. If they don't play Mitchell, they're gonna get fucked up. I'm serious.
Yeah.
I think Horford will be able to just run around.
Well. I need to see more
literally. I look for Derek White to continue to keep doing what he's doing. Like, JT to keep doing what he's doing. Another Dookie, had to throw it out there.
So yeah, fellas. Goddamn, we don't reach that hour 46-minute mark in this here Sunday smoke service. We appreciate everybody who came through the smoke with us, man. You already know you can catch us tomorrow, same time, same place, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You already know I had my dog with me, the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, man.
Come on, yo.
Mr.
Yes, sir.
Bitches.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Call me Ted DiBiase.
I have my dog one half
the realest one that I see.
As Order 25, Mike will represent live on the ones and twos. You will be receiving that very soon. And my dog, he goes by many names, but we just call him the one Mike. OVO Mike, Dallas Mike, Dakota Mike, DJ Mike P, live on the ones and twos. Throw the motherfucking foes up in this bitch. Oh, and above all else, fuck Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers with a side of Kevin Durant.
And fuck Kevin Durant.
Shout out to Paul Pierce.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, fellas, man. Catch y'all tomorrow. We rolling the windows down, rolling the smoke out, man.
Yes,
Catch
sir.
y'all next